My name's Kathy Kennedy. I'm the Senior Responsible Officer for Great Place to Work, but also for the Value Makers. I've just taken that on in the last couple of months. Today is about welcoming the second set of Value Makers who have volunteered to come on and become a Value Maker as part of Future Focus Finance. So it's welcoming them into the Value Makers community, trying to explain a bit about what it's about, why we're doing it, the difference we're trying to make, and how they can be part of all of that. Well, we've done a whole series of things this morning. Started with a little bit of me opening up, just welcoming people to the day. We then talked a little bit about what Value Makers are about, what leadership is about, and how a Value Maker can be a leader. We had then a really inspirational speaker speaking as a carer of his mother with dementia, who brought to life why it is we're really here, because it's all about making a difference to services so they're better.
Because for me, no matter what your role is across the NHS and communities and hospitals, whatever part you play, you have the potential and the opportunity to transform the lives and the experiences of the people you sit beside, the people you work beside in your communities, and the people that we care for. But I'm going to speak about impact and struggles and loneliness and how we get to this point today.
And it's really good just to remind ourselves and ground ourselves in that. And then we had a session around using social media and Twitter. It's really eye-opening as to what that can achieve and how we can reach out and share and be supported through that as an approach.
Today was a chance for all of the new Value Makers to meet some of the old ones. So I'm one of the 2014 cohort and Nadim's one of the new ones. So it's a chance to sort of get to meet everybody, go through what Value Makers are, and sort of hear from a few speakers about different things.
Yeah, so when I walked in, we had Tommy talk about his experience with his mother who suffered from dementia. Unfortunately, she's passed away. But he was talking about what the campaign he set up, about the way he's gone about it, about how he's used social media. And it was actually inspiring despite being quite poignant.
It's been good to come out today and just sort of meet other people really, and just sort of ask them why they sort of taken part in it. I think everyone's just quite keen to sort of continue sort of networking across and just listen to how different people that were here previously, what they've done in their sort of local areas and how they've met other sort of value makers. And I've heard quite a few say they actually sort of meet regularly now, just sort of exchange ideas and thoughts. And it's just opened up more sort of networks through particularly the finance community, but also outside of the finance community really, with people who, as I said earlier, really just sort of want to make a difference and I suppose put their head up above the parapet and actually be counted.
I think one of the key things I think that's come out of Value Makers and finance educators is this sense that we're like one big family, and nobody would ever have imagined that you'd be networking with people from trust, from across the country, people with similar values and principles and like-minded individuals. So it's like magical almost that with all these people have come together and we're like a family.
So the movement's already began, and it's in small steps. So and the Value Maker community are massively ambitious. So individually, collective strength is huge. And it's quite exciting for them as a group. So I'm trying to lead and enable their sustainability. So long after Kathy or I are here guiding them and leading them, so that they as a group will mobilise and continue to grow and sustain. Now individually, I think they all have lots to bring, so they all individually apply to do something voluntarily on top of everything else that they do. So these are really extremely busy people, most of whom full-time carers, full-time responsibilities, in and out of their lives, and yet they want to give something extra.
Everybody at every level has got an element of power and an element of, loads of people at really low levels of what might be seen as low levels of finance have got some fantastic ideas, and if you don't give them the ability to kind of even question what they're doing, you're losing all that massive resource. You're not using your staff to your best resource. So the way that we work today in the event was actually how I've put in place in my local CCG that I work in. We do a protected learning time every month that has a mixture of fun and sensible kind of educational stuff.
I think being in the room and talking to people face to face is is a really important part of starting to feel part of a community. And also when you then move on and you're back in your workplace and you can feel that you're on your own, having that memory of the people and the face to put to a name, and knowing that they're feeling in the same sort of uncertainties and unsureness about what they're doing, and that you can get in touch with them and get that support. So I think it's a really important day for people to say, well, I volunteered for something without being quite sure what it is. It sounded like something I wanted to be part of, and changing that into, okay, now I understand it, now I get it, I know what I can start to do, I know how I can start to make steps, and I know there's people there who are going to be with me on that journey.